So I was tagged in this video on TikTok, and it says here on the caption, debt I've accumulated at the ripe age of 22. 22 is young. So I'm like, hopefully it's not too much. Okay, so we got a Visa card for $10,027 and another Amex card for $15,023 and a Venture One card with $2,535 on it. Oh my, yeah, over $27,000. Whoa. Now, interestingly enough, I'm not really too shocked to see people in this amount of debt for student loans or something. I'm like, oh yeah, welcome to the party. Everybody got that. There has to be a lot more to the story here.
Hello, it is your financially irresponsible but trying to be responsible girly. I didn't expect that video that I posted earlier to blow up as much as it did, but now that it did, here's to clear up some questions.
I'm always nervous whenever we start with the self-admission of being financially irresponsible, financial girly. Oh,
like everyone wasn't hoping. I do unfortunately have a car payment as well, but the bill is pretty low on that one. And I've unfortunately tried everything that everyone's recommending in the comments. I've tried to talk to financial advisors. I've talked to my credit unions to lower my interest on all my cards. I did not get approved for debt consolidation loans because I've had this debt for so long. My credit score is actually tanked right now. And yes, I've tried balance transfers as well. That's why I have that $10K racked up on my Chase card. That balance transfer was a lot lower, but because of my irresponsible habits, it was brought up and I officially maxed it out. With my debt to income ratio as well, my credit score tanked a lot. And I thankfully don't need my credit right now as we speak because I already do have a car and I already got my credit approved when I first got my apartment. And I've been taking budgeting seriously now, but the one decision that I plan to go with is filing for bankruptcy. I am actively saving to be able to file. I do go to therapy for other things, of course, but also I have to talk about my money because I do clearly have a shopping addiction. It was bad and I am getting better at it.
wow.
With the life I do live or try to have fun at this age, still I do it affordably. I'm living within my means for sure. I am, I guess, grateful in a sense that I'm getting humbled at this age, so I won't be in my 30s and 40s with this much debt and having to stress about it later. So it's definitely a big stepping stone to do now at my age.
Right.
But if anybody is clearly going through the same thing that I am, a lot of people in the comments were, please join my journey with me because it is hard out here for a 22-year-old girly girl, just trying to be financially responsible and get my ish together so I can be better at it later in life.
For all the young folks out there, this can absolutely happen. And it does happen to a lot of people. See, a lot of people don't talk about it, but a lot of your peers in your 20s, early 20s, going through the same thing. Now, what would I say is best for everybody to do? I don't care how much money you make. You should have a budget. The budget is going to tell you how much money you can spend. How do we assess what the budget should be? Well, first, you need to know how much money you make. You can't make a budget without knowing how much you have to budget with. Well, Simone, I've been looking all around and I can't figure out what I'll spend all my money on. It just disappears every month. No, this is what you need to do. Open up your credit card statements, open up your bank account, open all of it up. Wherever your money is going on, whatever you use, whenever you go out in the market and you go make other people rich. Yes, I said make other people rich because you ain't doing it for yourself. Whatever it is you use, pull it up and see what you're really spending money on. And when you look at the hard facts, what I need for you to do is don't lie to yourself. Be honest. Don't make an excuse and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It was just a little bit of this. Or I deserve to do that. I shouldn't have had to not be able to do that. Everybody else can do it. Read and understand that it is just what it is. This is what you're doing. This is your progress report. You either got an A or you got an F. Do they do D's and C's? I don't know. But you got an A or you got an F. And if you don't like the score, you got to start doing your homework. You got to start studying. Now, if you see that you're failing, understand this can be temporary. You can boost that grade point average up. It's going to take some work, though. Now, once you go through how much money you really make and your actual basic necessities, the things you need in order to survive. If you live out on your own, that will be your rent, your water, utilities, gas, food, your car note, car insurance, all of these things. Non-negotiables. Add all of that up. You're going to take the amount that you make every month and you're going to subtract it by your necessities. And what you have left over is the truth. That is how much money you can then throw into a budget. That's how much money you have for leisure. It is not the other way around, y'all. We need to talk about it. You cannot Just go out in the world, spend what you think you should be able to spend first, and then at the end of the month, wonder why you're broke. That's why you're broke. I'm telling you, that's why. You're doing it backwards. You're going out in the market spending money that you already couldn't afford to spend just because you didn't know better. So this is why I'm telling you all, do it backwards. Don't go out there thinking you can do what the next person doing and you just gonna be good and it's fine, and you wonder why you're broke every month. That's why. And it's okay that you don't know, because why would you know? Because you don't look at why you're broke every month. But I want to hear more about her story. She said she's filing bankruptcy at the ripe age of 22, which is quite interesting.
Filing for bankruptcy at 22 is literally not something I was expecting to do at all, but I became hella vulnerable on TikTok, as you can see, and y'all blew that up. Like, a lot of people were super supportive, were in the same boat as I was. Some people were like, how did you acquire this much debt? Like, it makes no sense.
Right.
Plain and simple, shopping addiction and irresponsible spending. A lot of people suggested that I file for bankruptcy, which is my original plan to do. And a lot of people had questions about it, so I am going to be answering some questions. First two things I want to get rid of, though, a lot of people were suggesting that I do a debt consolidation loan, things like that. Because my credit is so bad because of what I caused, I cannot get approved for consolidation loans. I've tried. They denied me no matter what amount I put. And two, a lot of people were like, how did you get this much? Like, how did you get such a high limit or whatever? A lot of people can lie about their income to get a higher credit limit. A lot of people do it. Not saying I'm one of them, but a lot of people do it.
And I too am not saying that she did that either.
And I know this filing for bankruptcy thing is like different for everybody. Like, you can literally talk to so many like, there's thousands of attorneys in my state alone, so I can imagine everybody else's state. In total, I am paying around $2,000 to be able to file for bankruptcy. I know that dollar amount sounds a lot, but for how much I'd be paying monthly on these credit cards, basically, like, it's basically the same amount to get this off of me in about 3 months. I am deciding to go with the Chapter 7 as well, which lets me keep my assets, which is literally just my car. Usually there's like 13 other ones where you give up essentially your house to be able to afford paying off your debt, but I literally need my car and I don't own any houses or anything. So that is one thing that I'm going with. And I know I've been posting a lot about other stuff that isn't finance related with my debt, but I am currently at a standstill with it. It's not like I can make up $2,000 overnight to file for bankruptcy. So I'm kind of in the works with saving up to do it. So that's where my content has been a little on the finance side, because there's not much to it right now, because clearly I don't have any money to be doing this stuff and I'm in debt, maxed out on my credit cards. So it's going to be a minute, but I'm definitely still tracking this. It's just definitely going to take a lot longer than I thought due to the damage that I caused.
Now, filing bankruptcy for a lot of people might be the best thing for them. I can't say what's best for her. I don't know. And I'm not a financial advisor. But if you're going to file bankruptcy, I think it's important to try to change your mindset in how you handle money, because the mindset is what got you there in the first place, right? It's the spending habits. It's the shopping addictions. It's the not having discipline. It's the being irresponsible that got you to a point where you were in so deep that you needed to file bankruptcy in the first place. So additionally to filing bankruptcy, maybe taking some financial literacy classes or understanding how money works better, or talking to an actual financial counselor or advisor about money might be able to help you stay out of those situations in the future. Because yes, even though you're young and you're filing bankruptcy right now, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm still young, I can learn from it, which is very true, and you can move on. Filing bankruptcy does have its negative aspects as far as your credit goes. You kind of take a hit for about 7 years. And she says she doesn't need a job right now. She already has a job. She already has a car, and she doesn't need to use any sort of credit to run it right now so they can see if they will get paid back their money. But in the event that that does happen, because stuff happens, y'all. People lose their jobs if they need to do a credit check or credit reports or anything like that. And even if you file bankruptcy and you're like, hey, I don't need my credit right now, that's just right now. Sometimes things happen and sometimes you don't have the money and you will need to run that credit. And then they will see like, hey, you have these things on your credit history that might make it hard. Like sometimes your lease might be up and you need to move somewhere else. In events like that, that bankruptcy is going to come into question because it's going to be a reflection of your financial decisions and your habits. And I say that as a cautionary tale because though you're not moving at this very second, 7 years is a long time to be followed up by some decisions you made in your 20s, And that's why I think it's important to talk about how bankruptcy affects people. It's very hard for them to get approved for loans and things like that after, especially if they have not been actually making better financial decisions and trying to do better with money.
It's payday today, so since everyone wants to know how I'm going to manage my money after my little video I posted, let's get into it. So today I got paid $1,187 and some cents that I can't remember. Ooh. The bills that I have to pay with this paycheck is rent, which is $691.45.
That is really good. Now, I don't know if she's living by herself. I don't know if she got a roommate, but bravo. Yeah, that's great. $691. Oh, we off to a good start. I like when y'all do the little breakdown. I get
some life things did happen this past weekend, so I had to take an advance on my paycheck, which I do have to owe back $248.99. Do have to pay my mother back some money, so that was $76. I did have a Klarna payment, which I am getting over with, with this whole money thing. We got to stop doing the pays in four, so.
And look, y'all ready to, in the comments, because y'all always like, Klarna's my baby daddy. Klarna loves me so. Klarna ain't bad for financially responsible people. If you're using buy now, pay later services and you're financially irresponsible and you're making late payments, you are going to get ate up by either interest fees or late payment charges. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I done already did too many videos showing y'all the fine print, and y'all still want to squabble in the comments? Join the military. Go fight with them. Let me see these Klarna payments. How much?
I do have a Klarna payment, which is around $22. I do have an electric bill as well, which came out to $65 that I have to pay. So after all that, I do have a grand total of $83 for 2 weeks. I am actually not that mad about that because that was a little more than I thought, actually. But we are going to try to manage this for 2 weeks and see what happens. Also, an update for everyone who is still interested in my little bankruptcy journey. I actually do have a meeting on Monday to go over all of pay stubs, all information and how much it's going to cost and payment plans. So I do definitely plan to do another breakdown video on that when I actually have all of my information set to file for bankruptcy.
I'm actually shocked that her costs are so low. We didn't get the full thing of what she pays for as far as everything, but I was like, girl, your rent ain't bad. The Klarna wasn't too bad either. I'm, not really too mad about $22. Some of y'all be having thousands of dollars on Klarna. It can get ugly very quick. So if you're going to use Klarna, buy now, pay later, any of those sort of things, just be responsible. Pay it when it's supposed to be paid, not late, not when you get to it, not after your emergency that, they sending me notifications telling me why they didn't get their money. Don't do that, y'all. I just did a video not too long ago talking about the changes that are coming to Klarna, and I apologize for that audio because I don't know what happened. But I need to know what you all think about this down below. Is 22 years old a little bit too young to have $27,000 in debt and to be filing bankruptcy? If this was you, would you do it? Or do you think it's best to just pay it off and not risk all of the negative things that come with filing bankruptcy? Let me know down below, but I know one thing. We have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.